If you're ready for the spark, then you're ready to learn all about manifestors. Hello and welcome to the Human Design Energy Type series, and today we're going to be talking about one of the 5 energy or aura types in Human Design, and that is the Manifestor. The Manifestor makes up about 7 to 9% of the population. They are one of the smaller populated types on the planet. These types were our kings, our queens, and our leaders. A lot of presidents were manifestors. They just have this natural, innate ability to lead. And so, to be a manifestor, it's important to understand not only the energy structure, but also the aura type. So, the energy structure of a manifestor is to not have the sacral center defined, and that's where my arrow is pointing right now. So, this center right here would be white on your chart. But it does have a motor center. The motor center would be the sacral center, the root center, the emotional solar plexus center, or the ego, heart, or will center, connected in some way, shape, or form to this throat center here. So it would be one of these 3 centers, the root, the emotional solar plexus, or the ego, heart, or will, connected to the throat. And the sacral center is undefined or white. Now, because the sacral center is undefined, this means that the manifestor is a non-energy being. They don't produce their own energy. Instead, they get energy from the environment or the people that they are around. And so they need a little bit more rest than the normal person, or they may feel a little bit more tired than the average person. And this comes with manifestors in waves. There's a very distinct cycle for manifestors between creativity and the urge to create, and also rest and downtime and alone time. A manifestor's aura is actually closed and repelling. Meaning, when you walk into a room as a manifestor, people are automatically intrigued by you. You draw them in a way that it's not drawing them into your aura, but it's almost like since you're closed off, they want to know more about you. You draw them in by being mysterious, by being somebody that they can't quite read. And this is why when you speak, and because that throat center is defined, when you speak, people listen. You have that voice of command, of being a leader. Manifestors are creative beings. You guys are put here on the earth to be the idea starters, to be the spark of a flame. You are the creators. You're the innovators, the inventors, the people that come up with the brilliant ideas that get to be carried out and created in reality. And so something very interesting as a manifestor is because of the way your aura is, that is closed and repelling, you kind of fall into one of 2 categories, let's say. You either tend to be a people pleaser because you see that people want to read you, and when they can't read you or they're thinking about what it is that makes you different or sets you apart, it's very intimidating to them. And so you become a people pleaser because you want them to like you and not be pushed away or turned off by you. The opposite end of the spectrum of that is to be rebellious in nature, because the other way people might treat you is that they try to control you, because people fear what they don't understand. And with you being somebody whose aura is closed off and repelling, and somebody who is brilliant and has amazing ideas, they fear you. They don't understand you. And so if they fear you, they try to control you. Because if they can control you, then they won't be scared of what you might be able to create or do. But a manifestor does not like feeling controlled. They love freedom. They want to be able to do what they want when they want it. And this is very important when it comes to thinking about a manifestor's strategy. So a manifestor strategy is actually the only strategy of all 5 energy types that doesn't come naturally. Manifestors like to stay in their bubble and create, and or have rest and alone time in that cycle that I was talking about. A manifestor strategy is to inform. So informing people of what you're doing before you do it. This does not come naturally to manifestors because they want to just be left alone and create. But here's where this comes into play. This strategy of informing people of what you're doing before you do it has nothing to do with asking for permission. You've already, as a manifestor, made up your mind of what you are doing. So you are not asking anybody for permission. That's very important to remember. Informing is just letting people know what you're up to, because remember, they can't read you. And so they're either turned off by you or they're scared of you. And so by sharing your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings, your whereabouts, what you're doing in the moment or about to do, this helps people understand you and actually creates less resistance. It brings more peace to you because there's less resistance. And the beautiful thing about informing is that when you inform, you never know how you're informing can help bring your ideas to life, because they might be able to help you, or maybe they tell 5 people about what you're up to, and somebody there has the perfect person for you to talk to that's going to create your vision and bring it into reality. Or they know somebody who can set you up with the products that you need in order to make your vision a reality. Or they know a company that can help you get started as a startup and bring your vision into reality. So there's all these ways that informing can actually help you as a manifestor, even though it's something that is unnatural to you and that you may not like or enjoy doing. Now, like I said, a manifestor does not like to be controlled. That makes them feel like their freedom is being taken from them. And their not self theme is actually anger. So when they feel like their freedom is being stripped from them, they're being controlled, this sense of anger is going to come out in them, because they just want to be left to their own devices to do what they desire to do, to be creative, to have some space and alone time, to have some rest, because they're a non-energy being. And so when they get into this not self theme of anger, it's very important for them to really ground themselves and remember that this is just a sign that what they're doing is not in alignment at the moment. So asking the question, what caused me to feel anger? What did I do? How can I take responsibility, self-responsibility for the anger that I'm having? Did I not inform? Because we can feel controlled all the time, But remember, informing creates less resistance. So where can we take radical responsibility to help ourselves create less resistance and therefore create less anger in our lives? And when we create less anger, when manifestors actually are in this flow of their creative cycles, they're going to feel their signature theme of peace. Because remember, manifestors do just want that peaceful life. They want to feel freedom. They want to feel like everything is just flowing and peaceful and easy. And, they get to rest, they get to create, and everything just falls into place. It's just a peaceful life. And we can learn a lot more about how important signature themes are. I have a whole masterclass on this. It's called Back to Basics that you can get in the link below. It's free masterclass talking about our frequencies, and it even has a little bit of a meditation in there that's super powerful. But remember that informing is going to create more peace. You have these creative cycles where you go into periods of creativity, where you have these creative urges daily or like intuitive hits constantly. It's important to note that these creative urges, and this is a daily practice for you to tap into, these creative urges or these intuitive hits are things that you should act on. If they come out of nowhere and you have no idea what sparked this idea, this is something that you should look into a little bit more. You should explore. And you're going to have these cycles where you're going to feel really creative. And it could be a couple of days, it could be weeks, it could be a month. But then all of a sudden your energy is going to lull, because remember, you're not an energy being. And this is part of your cycle where it's time to rest. It's time to take a step back and just let yourself be so that you can replenish. And when you replenish, your creative urges will start to flow again. This is very important for you to remember and to honor these creative rest and urge cycles, because you never know when one of these urges is going to be like your next big thing, your biggest breakthrough. And so you need to honor when it's time to rest. Give yourself that space. If you have a family and you feel like this is impossible to do, schedule in 30 minutes of downtime for yourself so that you still can give that. Prioritize your self-care. And then be present when you come out of that rest time. If you are a manifestor, I'd love to hear about your biggest takeaways and your experiences below in the comments. It would mean the world to me if you guys showed this video some love. And again, feel free to download my Back to Basics Masterclass, which dives really deep into the frequencies of the signature theme and how important it is for each of the energy types. Or if you'd like for me to read your energy, your gifts, and your strengths all in one session and have everything handed over to you on a silver platter, you can always book a reading with me below. It means the world to me that you are here, and I look forward to seeing you next time.